massive storm is hovering over the East Coast from Wilmington, North Carolina to Charleston, South Carolina. The record-breaking rain is affecting millions of Americans.
We haven't seen this level of rain in the low country in 1,000 years. That's how big this is.
Our apartment goes down like a hill, and so the water was coming from all different directions, from where Walmart is and from Harbison, I think that way, and so all that water was there, and so they had to wait till the water dried up because that was the only way they was able to come in to see if we need anything. That's when they brought the water and they brought food and stuff like that. But other than that, we was not able to go nowhere. You know, and a lot of those people didn't have no food, they didn't have no water, they didn't have anything.
While the neighborhoods were still flooded, you would see the water that was coming up to the roof of the cars. After the flooding started to go away, to see the debris that had been moved, the destruction that was left behind the flood was even more impactful than seeing the water, because so much of what people had earned, so much of what people had worked for was gone, and it was on the side of the road because water, something that is so simple, came through and completely destroyed it.
But the hardship felt like, you know, where do we go from here? Because I've never been through anything like that. It's like, you know, where we going to sleep at? What we going to eat?
I received a phone call on my cell phone, and it was a gentleman named Chris. And Chris said, listen, I need you. And I said, okay. And he said, I live in a community that is still underwater. And it's not for me, it's for my neighbors. They are depressed, they are lonely, they feel like nobody cares about them, and I need the Salvation Army to bring hope. Immediately that night, we pulled one of the canteens, we took food out, hot meals as well as food boxes, and then 2 days later, that's when we went out with the boat, and we went door to door, making sure that these families knew that somebody cared. And that's the Salvation Army. That's what we do. We offer hope, we offer the love of God, as well as making sure that they have the material needs and that their physical needs are met. It's such an important part of our ministry and our outreach because there are a lot of people who do the physical response. We're not the only ones who can serve food. We're not the only ones who can hand out cleanup kits and go in and help people. But when you have a disaster, your whole life is affected. It's not just the house. It's the fear that comes in. It's the questions that people have, and that affects their being. And so we as the Salvation Army are able to offer a little bit of hope. We're able to let them know, you know what, this is tough. And right now it may seem like you don't know how you're going to make it through, but we know that we have a Heavenly Father that is in control of all things. And He's going to carry you through this. It's not going to be easy, but He's going to help you.
You know, but a lot of other places, like we're booked and we can't talk to anybody. I have never contacted the Salvation Army, and they said that, you know. And I said, there's nobody else in South Carolina. The Salvation Army is here, you know, and that's a blessing to know that.
And it's important for them to know that. It's important for them to be reminded that even when disaster is surrounding them, that there is a God who's in control.